please make your way to the front of the building, where you will be given novelty glasses, a voucher for 1 free soda refill, and where you will sign a legal disclaimer releasing us of all liability for anything that might have happened during your visit. Have an awesome night, and we'll see you again soon. Would you like to take a short survey about your experience?
I know the 5 and Five Nights at Freddy's was almost never associated with the number of levels in the game, but every other game had additional nights as well as 5 main nights. This entire game takes place in a single night. Why does a part of me feel like the Glamrocks were aesthetically designed like this so that they could be debuted as new Fortnite skins in the future? Glamrock Freddy is conveniently the only one immune to Vanny's control and will also conveniently be designed to assist Gregory the entire game.
Who said that?
I did! And down here!
Down where? I still do not see you.
Okay, listen. You were sleeping, so I opened the stomach hatch and climbed inside.
The first place Gregory decides to hide from Vanessa was inside Freddy. It's a damn good thing this isn't Funtime Freddy or he'd actually be dead.
Scanning complete. How odd. Your guest profile is unknown to me. Who are you?
I'm Gregory.
You're pretentious! You called
Gregory.
but you didn't even say
Gregory.
You went
Gregory.
I cannot connect to the main network.
It's her. She cut you off. She's not going to let you call for help until she finds me.
Who? Who is looking for you? Your mother?
Where are Gregory's parents in this story? All we can gather from this game is that they just ditched him here without a second thought. Also, Gregory can apparently speak without moving his mouth.
Your performance was perfect tonight.
Thank you.
Your hair is beautiful.
Remember when the animatronics just existed as unnerving vessels for vengeful spirits, and not actual characters complete with personalities, thoughts, and desires? It actually makes me miss that, because the Glamrocks are the least scary animatronics because of their unnecessary character depth. Also, I'm giving this game another 10 cents for Fazbear Entertainment being able to not only afford the construction and maintenance of a gigantic mega mall, but also the engineering of the most complex animatronics in their history, all out of thin air. Even after the reputation-shattering events over the years, and the VR game presumably being stuck in an alpha phase because of Vanessa's disappearance, it's fucking baffling that this is possible.
Please make your way to the front of the building, where you will be given novelty glasses, a voucher for 1 free soda refill, and where you will sign a legal disclaimer releasing us of all liability for anything that might have happened during your visit.
Since Afton is currently dead and Vanny did not enter the picture until recently, why would Fazbear Entertainment still be expecting their animatronics to act hostile? Freddy even says later that none of them are capable of hurting anybody.
I know how to get you out of here. Climb back into my chest cavity.
Okay, but you better be careful moving around. I don't want to be crushed and twisted into a meat pretzel.
I'm surprised you hadn't already after sharing space with a gift box earlier. Jaeger Fazbear. This staff bot can't get much work done when he's moving at such a slow frame rate.
If you see anything, notify me immediately. I already alerted the others. Now go back to your room.
Where are we?
We are now under the PizaPlex. These utility tunnels connect all the attractions.
We can go anywhere in the building?
Correct. Fazerblast, Monty Golf, Roxy Raceway.
None of which are actually accessible from down here. All that's down here are collectibles. Chica somehow got ahead of Freddy and Gregory to eat trash at this specific spot.
This area is off limits.
Chica can say this even when she isn't aware Gregory is around her. Monty also somehow made it further down this tunnel than Gregory did, and what's weirder is that the direction he came from was a dead end. It's this moment where Monty's jumpscare animation bugged out for me is where I would like to segue into my Cyberpunk comparison. It's no secret that this game is extremely buggy, and it personally mystifies me that these bugs, most of which are not at all difficult to come across, made it past the QA team. Bugs such as the game's slow rendering speeds, game constantly crashing, simultaneous stupidity and omnipresent AI on the animatronics, errors that softlock certain missions, I can go on and on. It's amazing how a small game development company like Steel Wool can turn into CD Projekt Red once they get a taste of Sony's dick. Another similarity to Cyberpunk lies in a specific mechanic that the staff bots have. Whenever one of them spots you, an alert goes out to one of the animatronics, and once that happens, the game spawns them right next to you, just like how Cyberpunk used to spawn the police. Truly the mark of quality game design. Also, while these wet floor sign bots are adorable, I have to wonder why they have to be robots at all. Also, for some reason, Chica walks like a zombie instead of a robot. I think I can speak for everyone who's played this game when I say fuck the daycare. Fuck the daycare in particular.
Security alert! Security alert!
Gregory, jump in!
Freddy's cooperation with their target will go unnoticed by every animatronic in the room and will continue to act passively around him.
What was that?
That is a fountain. A fountain is a decorative reservoir used for discharging water.
Why would Vanny need to make herself invisible to the animatronics? As far as she's concerned, they're all doing her bidding now. But it's made weirder when we later find out Roxy had eyes that were capable of seeing her this entire time. Also, since Vanny is invisible to Freddy, then Gregory should not be able to see her through Freddy's eyes.
Good news! The front doors will open in 5 hours.
Good news? 5 hours? I'm not gonna last 5 minutes!
Just like every other game, the passage of time seems to be much faster than what it's perceived, even by the characters in the game itself. Like, I wonder if Gregory realized everything he had just experienced so far occurred in the span of 2 hours. Most of the lore messages you find are inside duffel bags for some reason. I would recommend using the camera system as your map. As flawed as that is, it definitely gives you better detail on where you are than this sorry excuse for a map.
This is not the night to be wasting my time. So, you are going to wait right there in Lost and Found until your parents or the police arrive.
Are you having fun yet?
Convenient screwdriver is convenient. I was really hoping Vanny would be a G-Man-like character where she would watch your progress as you played the game, but instead she only has 3 brief hostile encounters outside of her ending. I already mentioned glitches earlier, but I feel this one deserves a special mention. After you complete the backstage office minigame, Freddy's arrival trigger has a chance of not working, and thus forces you to either wait for an animatronic to kill you or reload a save. These endos and how they behave are totally an original idea and not taken from a fan game at all.
To reconnect Freddy's head, repeat the correct sequence by pressing the flashing connectors.
Andy Field and the subtitle writers were not given the same script.
Chica has some sort of special voice box. Roxy has new eyes, and Monty was given better claws. We have to get these. We could upgrade you.
Gregory, those parts belong to my friends. I would never do anything to hurt them.
Not once does Freddy attempt to talk some sense into his friends and get them to stop hunting Gregory. Hell, the only interaction he ever has with them was when he apologized to Roxy for barging into her room.
Since there is no flash photography allowed in Monty Golf, fast cams are often confiscated here, mainly because they are only sold in Monty Golf. It is a very clever marketing plan.
That's actually entrapment, and anyone with 2 brain cells would know that. I can definitely speak for everyone who's played this game when I say fuck the mazer-sized puzzle, fuck this puzzle in particular. God, did it take forever to figure this one out.
Rock and roll!
Even animatronics can now crack one-liners. Also, Monty's sunglasses are cracked before his boss fight even begins. This premature deterioration also seems to apply to the other animatronics, where they seem dirtier and more beaten up before their boss fights. I have a feeling the withered textures on all of them rendered too early in the game. Not feeling any deja vu in this moment, Monty? I mean, don't you remember the last time you walked across this part of the catwalk and got knocked off by the giant bucket to your left? Monty will continue to be a threat even after being broken in half. Even so, this boss fight was the most satisfying one to complete since this is the only one that ends with the animatronic being severely damaged. The rest of them begin with this. DJ Music Man, despite later causing the ground to shake, will be able to move quickly and quietly enough to move off stage once the first breaker is flipped. Must have been a star pupil of Bon Bon's School of Sorcery. Roxy getting hit in the face with a go-kart made me laugh harder than it had any right to, and therefore deserves 2 sins taken off. It seems very goofy that animatronic eyeballs now function like real eyeballs, as seen here where Roxy can no longer see without them. I mean, in the past, animatronics like the OG Bonnie, Toy Chica, and Baby had eyeballs that were simply prop eyeballs and they could see perfectly fine without them. And it worked because they're just robots, and makes it all the more creepy when they pursue you. No sin here, just wanted to show off how cheeky I was in Blast by camping every single flag area like I was a Call of Duty noob. Chica will continue to be a threat even after being squeezed like a lemon. Also, was her voice box really in her beak? Then how did it not get damaged already from all the food she keeps eating? I mean, the game does address that Chica's eating is not a good thing, but she doesn't seem to be affected by her eating habits at all. Chica may not be very hard to avoid, but god damn is her boss fight the scariest part of the game. Without her voice box, she can only speak in loud, glitchy screeches, and it makes me regret ripping it from her body to begin with. Not to mention that I have to navigate a dark sewer to escape. I would recommend playing this boss fight after 6 AM to add the stress of not being able to save during it. 2 sins, return to sender. The player can choose to stay in the PizaPlex to get the other endings, 2 of which are basically the same as leaving now but flavored differently. However, by doing so, you will not be able to save at all, without exploits of course. I know I did mention this being an added positive for Chica's boss fight, but as a whole is worth 10 sins for Steel Wool even thinking this was a good idea.
I feel there is something else going on besides Vanny.
First of all, Freddy doesn't even know who Vanny is. Unless you find her room in Blast, never once does he ever see her, nor acknowledge her existence up until this moment. Second, even if he did, at no point was our goal set on investigating Vanny's motives until now. The entire game has been about brutally damaging his friends, which he was very much against. Fazbear Entertainment has a long-standing track record of dead or missing people tracing back to them, but this giant glowing mega mall owned by them has the police still baffled about the current disappearances. If you reload a save that's at 6 AM, Gregory will be facing the door instead of Freddy.
Disassemble Freddy.
Vanny disassembles Freddy and desyncs the audio in the process. Also, the staff bots look like they tore Freddy apart piece by piece, but he's more or less intact during the ending cinematic. Also, Freddy can have Monty's hands attached to him even if you've never gone through Monty Golf yet.
Gregory, be careful. This elevator does not appear to follow any safety protocols. I do not think it can survive more than one trip.
Yet both of them manage to escape by the end. I guess who needs elevators when you have the power of friendship?
I hate this place. This zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer.
Somehow, Afton has returned. And what do you know, he possesses the Force. What's funnier is that Afton was reborn knowing about this power he never had before. This is the 3rd Inferno that Afton has found himself in, and the Remnant still isn't being neutralized. I guess his Palpatine-like revival wasn't enough, so now Remnant's weakness was retconned. The Blob knows that the game is wrapping up, so he promptly yanks Afton away to a possible sequel.